If you ever opened crypto futures platform and looked at all of those numbers, charts, leverage, and other types, and thoughts, what exactly am I supposed to do here? In this video, I'm going to walk you through CoinEx Futures from the ground up. We'll look at how to find the futures section, understand your trading screen, choose a contract, place order, set your risk controls, and most importantly, understand what can happen to your money before placing a trade. So if you're completely new to crypto futures, this video is for you. And before we start, this isn't a video promising you some guaranteed profits. Futures trading carries significant risk, especially when leverage is involved. The goal here is to simply understand how the platform works. Before we touch CoinEx, let's clear one thing up. What exactly are futures? In spot trading, you're basically buying an asset. If you buy Bitcoin, you own Bitcoin. Futures work differently. You're trading a contract whose value is tied to the price movement of an asset. This means you can potentially benefit from the upward or downward price movement depending on the type of position you take. And this is where futures becomes interesting, but also where the risk starts getting much higher. If you believe Bitcoin is going up, you could open a long position. If you believe Bitcoin is going down, you could open a short position. But there is one word you're going to see everywhere in futures trading. That word is leverage. Leverage allows you to control a larger position with a smaller amount of capital. For example, purely an illustration. If you had $100 and used 5x leverage, your position size could be $500. Sounds attractive, right? But here is the part beginners need to understand. Leverage doesn't magically make your trade safer or guarantee bigger trade profits. It also magnifies your exposure to losses. The higher the leverage, the less room you generally have for the market to move against your position before you can incur losses. So if you're completely new to futures, don't look at leverage as a shortcut to making money. Look at it as a risk management tool that is understood before it's used. Now let's jump into CoinEx. Once you're logged into your CoinEx account, you want to navigate to the futures section. So this here is your CoinEx account logged in, and you're going to want to navigate to your futures section, which is right here. On your mobile device, you're going to see this at the bottom section of your app, right? And this is how it's going to be on your browser in the mobile device, but on your app, it's going to be different. Now, on the top of the desktop design, it's going to be above right here. Just click on Futures, and you're going to see, click on Futures, you're going to see Futures Trading. So click on it, and you're going to get an interface like this. Now, this is where you're going to find contracts that are available for futures trading, and you can easily find this on the top right side here, right? BTC USDT, for example, here. And when you click on the toggle icon right here, you're going to see CoinM, right? You're going to see USDC, you're going to see USDT, you're going to have watch list. Now, watch list are the ones you favorited, and these are actually the list maybe you're looking at or you're trading. Now we'll have USDT, they are the ones, the pairs that end with USDT. So we'll have euro.euro USDT. So the coin is euro/USDT. It is trading against USDT. And we'll have USDC. These are the pairs that are trading against. These are the coins that are trading against USDC. And we'll have CoinM, which is basically BTC and ETH, right? So we'll come here, we'll have all. Now this coins, the future pairs are actually categorized into TradeFi, AI agents, and meme. I believe you can see this on the browser section. I'm not really sure you can set this on the mobile, but it's actually clear on the browser section. So over here we have price charts. The chart shows you how the price has been moving, and it gives you the information you need for whatever analysis you're using. Now, as much as this provides you with the chart interface for you to see whatever it is you're doing, right? It's actually okay that you don't use this. I always suggest that if you're going to analyze using TradingView, as it gives you more flexibility to analyze. But if you're comfortable analyzing with this one, that works. Then we have order book. This shows you buy and sell orders around the current market price. Now, if you want to sell or buy, you're going to need to click on either buy here, or you can click on sell. Now, if you want another word, we have buy, we have long, we have sell, we have short. Short means to sell, and while buy means to long. I mean, it's both ways. Now we have the other panel right here. This is probably the most important section for a beginner, because this is where you're actually telling the platform what to do. And if you want the platform to buy your trade, you click on buy. If you want it to sell, you click on sell. Now if you click on buy, we're going to get to this interface, and this is what is going to introduce us to limit order versus market order. So we have the limits here, we have markets. For market order, it says execute now. If I actually go on impute a price that I want, impute price, and say I want to buy this, I'm going to buy or sell now. If I on market order, that is current market order, CMP, I'm going to either buy or sell now. It means execute now. While limit order is to execute at any choosing price, like my price. You commonly come across different order types. A market order basically tells the platform execute my order at the available market price, while limit order is different. You specify the price you're willing to buy or sell at, and the order is executed if the market reaches the price and there is sufficient liquidity. For a beginner, understanding this difference is much more important than memorizing every advanced order. You don't need to understand every all of this one, like stop order, scaled order. You need to basically understand limit order versus market order. All right, so let me show us how this works basically. So I want to buy at this price. I mean, let me just do 25%. That's the amount I want to buy of my account, of my total account. Now I'm going to click on buy long or sell long, and I'm going to buy at when BTC gets at this price. So let's say when BTC gets exactly at 64. Let's say I'm going to buy when BTC gets down. I mean, if price goes down, I'm going to buy for limit. If price goes down, I'm going to buy BTC at $63,000. So I press 64. $63,000. Right? This is where I expect to buy BTC. That is, if it goes down and I click on long. Now I can actually want to put a TP. TP is take profits, SL is stop loss. If you want to put a TP, I can actually click here and put the price where I want to add the price where I want to take my TP from, and add the price where I want. If price should go below this, let this trade close without me losing my entire money. I don't know if you get that. I'm going to click on buy here, and then it buys. If you want to do for short, I'm going to come over to short right here. I'm going to come over and put this in reverse. The price is going to be higher. If price gets here, it sells down from there, and then I have an SL above that order, and I have a TP below. That is for short. I click on short, and then the price goes on to execute it, and I can actually use the take profit or the stop loss feature. Now let's talk about the market order. So we have market order right here, and if I want to buy with 25% of my portfolio, or let's say I want to buy with $10 of the money in my portfolio, all I'm just going to do is click buy, and it activates instantly. I hope you get that. Another feature which you're going to see here is the cross feature and the isolated feature. But before I explain that, let me explain this term called margin, so that when I explain cross and isolated, you understand it better. Now think of margin as the capital allocated to support your futures position. This is important because your position isn't floating in isolation. The platform is constantly evaluating your position against the available margin and the market price. Now let's look at this. I believe I've explained this, so let's look at this. Now if you look at the cross right here, if you click on cross right here, we're going to see isolated, or we're going to see cross. Now let me explain this in simple man definition so I don't speak much of English. If we're talking about cross, it means that the money that is going to be used to execute and to take loss or to add profits is the money that is in my entire account. So if I have $200 or $500 in my CoinEx account, that is what is going to be available for the trades I'm going to take on. Meanwhile, if I'm using isolated, it's only the money that I've moved into my futures account that is going to be tampered with. So if I'm going to lose all of my money immediately on a trade, or in the long run on trades, it's going to be the money that I've put in isolated that is going to be lost. But if eventually I did not move money into isolation and I take the trade based on cross, now if I should take trade based on cross right here, the executions I'm going to do here are going to affect the money in my spot account. But if I should move this right here to isolated and click on confirm, the money right here that is going to be used for this trade are the money that is only available on my account here in the futures section. So it's okay if you're starting out. It's okay to also use the isolated indicator right here, right? Now, I know I've talked about this before showing us my screen right here. I've talked about leverage. Now, look at this, where you have 3x. If you do 3x right here, we'll have 1x, 2x, 3x, down to 100x. Now, remember I told you that what this helps you to do is to give you access to more funds in the market. So if you have $100, you could trade like you have $500. But then what it also does is that it opens you or exposes you more to losses. Now let's talk about liquidation, something that is really important. This is not something you're going to see on the chart, but if the market moves far enough against a leverage position and the available margin becomes insufficient, the position can be liquidated according to the platform rules. This is one of the biggest reasons why beginners shouldn't look at futures as simply a faster way to make money. Before you ever place a futures trade, you should know exactly where your liquidation risk is and how much you are actually willing to lose. Now back to how we started and what I already explained. I said that if you're expecting if you want to place a trade and you think that price is going to go higher, you click on buy long. If you see a trade, you analyze your analysis and you think that price is going to go lower, you click on short. But then be sure to understand this. Be sure to understand that neither of the direction is guaranteed, and the market doesn't care what we think it's going to do. It's really going to do what it's going to do. It doesn't care about what you think. So before you get into futures trading, right? Before you trade, understand leverage. Know your position size. Understand liquidation. Your liquidation price point. Now use appropriate risk controls. Use appropriate risk controls. And don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. Don't ever trade with money you can't afford to lose. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it is this. Learning how to click the buy or sell button is not the same thing as learning how to trade futures. You really need to know how to trade futures before you can actually get into it. The buttons are very, very easy to click, but risk management is the difficult part. Risk management is really, really the difficult part. So be sure to use a stop loss every other time. A stop loss can be used to automatically close a position when the market reaches a specified level. It helps you as a trader define your downsides before entering a trade. It is not a foolproof, but it is what helps you to cut your losses short. Now let's talk about beginner mistakes. Too much leverage. Using excessive leverage because the potential profits look attractive, that is the first mistake. Number two is putting too much of your available capital into one position. Oversizing. That's mistake number two. Mistake number three, no exit plan. Entering a trade without knowing where you get out of it if you're wrong. You can be wrong. You're not the owner of the market. You could say it's going to be a sell and then it buys. Have an exit plan. Number four is revenge trading. Losing money, getting emotional, and immediately trying to win it back. That's mistake number four. Mistake number five, trading without understanding the platform. Clicking buttons before understanding what they actually do. So what I'm going to advise is if you're trying to understand this platform, all you can do is come over right here. Let's go back. So once you click on this right here, click on futures, then you're going to see demo trading. So it's okay that you start with demo trading. This gives you the interface like it's a real account, and then practice with it. And once you know very well that you've understood the platform, you can actually get on to maximizing the use of it by going to trade with a real account.